Howdy doody. Here we are, Saturday, March 5th, 2022. It's like day 10 of the Iranian conflict. What can you say? We've been watching this go on. Our hearts and prayers are with the Ukrainian people. Hope they hold out and win their conflict. Almost don't feel like making a video, really rambling on about my junk here, but haven't made a video in a while. And yeah, been watching this stuff on the news. This I took out a couple weeks ago. It's starting to relax and all the stuff's falling out of here. I want to get it worked into a shell and a piece of driftwood. This driftwood here goes, this used to be a stump, but this piece broke off recently right there, that little thin edge. But anyways, yeah, you want to get your orchids out of those pots and let the roots kind of get on something. I gotta work it, but the top of this has like three big main branches out of there that branch off, and it's going to have a whole bunch of orchids on there. It's going to be my biggest orchid ever this year. Little one, no tops on that, but these guys over here obviously have a couple flowers on those. The vanilla orchids, which are again orchids, doing good. Didn't lose, I think it lost one little leaf there on the end. Not sure why that is, if that's from the cold or just been so dry lately. Garlic doing good. Potatoes in the worm bin doing really good. One of my first oyster mushroom logs, or I think it was, yeah, this was my second one. This, ooh, it's got the sun shining right on that oyster, right on that mushroom right there. And you pull the plastic off it there. Boing! That's my latest, if I can get a shot of it. There it is, my oyster mushroom. Not very big, a little bigger than my thumb, actually. If I can get a shot of it. There we go. I think that shows it. But yeah, and it's not covered by, get a shade. Let me get something to cover that up a little bit. I need to pull my plastic back down over that a little. But yeah, the log's looking pretty good. This is my first oyster mushroom log, and it got broken, it got knocked over, but it seems to be fused again now. I don't know if it's fused with good stuff or bad stuff, but when I push on it, the top doesn't move, so it might be doing okay. These are my giant lion's mane logs. Now these have been going for like 2 months and 2 days now, and the moss is doing pretty good. And if you look down in there real close, you can see some white. Now I think that is the lion's mane mushroom coming out. I don't see any more. It changes all the time. There's a little bit of it right there. But I'll see, there's some ants right there. I'll see some white coming out on the top, but then I'll see this green. See all this greenish stuff? It kind of takes it. You see a little bit of white flecks in there, kind of. But it goes like back and forth. It'll be green, then it'll have some white coming through, and I don't know if I see any white over on this one. Oh yeah, there's some down in there. I don't know if you can see that in the shadow or not. But yeah, there's some little bits of it. So, and it's fused. It's fused pretty well. I can push on it, and this is a, geez, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces there. So there's a lot of wiggle room in there, or could be, and it seems pretty solid. Same with this one. This one's only 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and it's really solid. Those probably like 60, 70 pound logs there. This one maybe 80 pounds. I don't know. That's pretty heavy. But yeah, all the moss I put on there are doing really good. I also figured out recently that the one mineral supplement I've been using, Azomite, is actually volcanic ash. Now, I didn't know that. I looked up volcanic ash and I found it's Azomite. It's like, well, that's great. So Azomite is kind of a little bit like lime in some ways. It's got a lot of calcium in it. So I figured maybe I can use the Azomite as kind of like a coating, a paste, a slurry, to help make a barrier, like a grout, to grout the joints in, to keep bugs and stuff out and keep the mycelium for the mushrooms in, creating a better environment for the law, because, again, Florida is going to be pretty rough on, competing species with your fungus you're trying to grow. So, and I made some bamboo charcoal, which is some pretty interesting stuff. It's really super lightweight, really easy to kind of crush and, to mix in with stuff and put around the edges. So I've been using a little bit of that. I think maybe if I take charcoal. Oh, the other thing I thought about, the Azomite Volcanic Ash, Roman concrete. Roman concrete is made out of some kind of volcanic ash and aggregate and sand, and it works underwater, I believe. It's like almost like a hydraulic cement. You can mix it and pour it, put it underwater, and it'll harden. So I need to experiment with that. I may be able to make Roman concrete with Azomite. If anybody knows anything about that, please comment. I'm going to have to do a little more research on that. But yeah, these are my lion's mane logs, looking pretty good. I sprayed these this morning. I try to spray them every day, keep them moist, keep them, very humid, and then I cover them up with plastic. And then I have big palm branches from a Bradshaw palm, and I drape those over everything to keep them shaded, because I lost a lot of my leaf cover in my bamboo. These should be a lot thicker, and until we start getting some rain and getting some of these other ones to start growing up and covering stuff, I'm not going to have a lot of shade cover with what I have here. I'm kind of really counting on these ones to get a lot bigger, thicker, taller, and produce some shade. So, and we haven't had any rain in about a month and a half, so I've been supplementing some water to these guys, trying to get them to go. That's the other interesting thing. A lot of these really took a hard hit from the frost. You can see this one's all burned up. A lot of the leaves gone. There's a couple leaves on there starting. And, okay, make a liar out of me. It's not this one. Here's one. This one here. Look at this. This one took a really hard hit. Most of these leaves are all off there. The last two leaves are off of there. These ends are pretty well gone. But if you look down here in the bottom, got a bunch of shoots coming up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Well, that's off of the node right there. I believe some of these are off of the node that's just buried. But then there's going to be some new shoots coming up out of the root ball down there. But they are growing. They are sprouting forth. Here, this one over here too. Look, lost all but 3 leaves. And then it's got all these new shoots coming out. So they took a hit. I didn't do anything to cover them. Very little. You see this one's got a whole bunch of stuff coming back. This one doesn't have any shoots coming up, but it does have a little bit of branches starting there. And again, these things have gotten very little water. I got to hand dip these and bring the hose over here and all that. Oh, these ones over here. And we got a couple shoots coming out. Ooh, look at that one. He's pushing the mulch right out of the bucket. coming up so fast. And here, these little stick plants are pretty cool. I've been trying to figure out what those are, and they do grow wild around here, so they're an indigenous plant. There's some new shoots coming up there, but this bunch here, they got aspers here, and these are mostly aspers and a couple long internodes, and maybe a vulgaris or two clones and the real small ones. But these are out, and obviously lost every leaf. These were pretty bushy. And now we got some branches there coming back. That's starting to grow. And all these pots have a few. Look at something. Tried munching the end of that leaf and took another bite out. And that's how quickly it grew. In a few days. Wow, these are getting big. These were just the little nubs the other day. They're like a foot tall now. But I got to keep pouring the water to these guys. They're not going to... It's so dry out here. And we're not going to get any rain for probably another couple weeks or so. And they're not calling for any next week, really. 20% chance. It's not much. Avocado tree. Every leaf on it, well, like 3/4 of the leaves or more. All brown, dead. Still falling off, but it does have some little buds on here trying to sprout forth. If you look at it, it's got hundreds of little buds all over. Uh-oh, some of them are getting chewed off. That's squirrels. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, if they start eating all those buds off and going after this, everything's trying to grow. I got to put a hose on here and try to get some water on this. Or bring a barrel over. Wow, this thing's got hundreds and hundreds of little shoots on it. But, man, growing right for that wire, too. It had to lean that way. I couldn't go this way just a little bit and miss all that. I don't know. I gotta chop this thing off or chop it down. Yeah, avocado tree, but it's not going to produce any avocados. It's not a clone, so it is from a seed. I had to chop the top off once right there, but it's already grown back. Anyways, yeah, didn't like the cold macadamia. 3 leaves burned a little bit. That was it. And it's doing great. I have given this a few buckets of water. Got some little shoots on there. So that's about it. But yeah, look how bare all that is. That should be filled up with leaves. Pretty, and of course everything in pots over here is pretty bare too. Not a lot of shade over there. Anyways, that's the state of affairs here in the farm. Hashtag see the forest. Cut.